think it defaults to public.
Okay. All right,
You got it.
I guess. Did you learn anything?
Actually, I did.
Did you really? Well, that's good.
I should retire as soon as possible.
Can't come soon. I'll probably find something else to do, but that's okay. Because it's exact that one and the one from that city.
Oh, sure.
Steven? Steven?
Just remind me.
Steven told me I can. She didn't really do it. They didn't sound like
You might as well be a broadcast Boston, I'm sorry. Welcome, everyone, to our Tuesday, October 7th Commissioner meeting. If you will join me in the pledge and a short prayer. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Heavenly Father, once again, we gather to conduct the county business. We humbly ask for your guidance and wisdom in all that we do. Watch over us in everything that we may be used for your good. In your name we pray. Amen. Have the commissioners had an opportunity to review the minutes? And if so, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Commissioners had an opportunity to review the claims, and if so, do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Have the commissioners had an opportunity to review the payroll, and if so, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next, we have the treasurer's monthly report for August of 2025. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. EDC, I see no one. Chamber. Insurance. Well, it's gonna go quick. Health Department, Angela. Nothing? Mr. Clark. Mr. Shore.
Got to.
Afternoon. First thing I have is, community crossing matching grant funds. Applications are being accepted this month. Braden wanted me to put another one together for chip seal. I've got it. I've got the estimate done and the application started online. You have to go through every road segment. And so that's going to take me a while to do. But I need the financial commitment letter signed to be able to submit the application. And you have a copy, I presume.
When you emailed me this morning?
Oh, okay. Here's. It's 1,000,000, waiting rate, 1,393,000. Total, this year, or this call, I should say, it's $1 million, not $1.5 million anymore, but they are paying 80%, not 75%, just for construction, and that would take up all that, because we're going to bid it and have a contractor do it. Hopefully, we get approved, so. I need to go to the council this afternoon at 4:30 and ask them to sign it too, so.
We'll let them two look it over and see if they have any objections to it, and I'll entertain a motion once they look it over.
What did you say?
I said, I'll let you guys look it over.
Yes,
I'll
I have a
entertain it.
copy of it.
Oh,
I
okay.
make a motion to approve.
I second.
Motion's made and seconded to approve. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. And you need a signature, right?
Yes, sir.
There you are.
Yep.
Nope. I'm gonna come and
Next thing is, application for federal funds. That starts next month, November. Get all you can get, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's the idea. I've got, 2 task orders from SJCA to do the estimate for these 2 projects. The first project is Bridge 115, on 400 South, east of 103, the one to the airport, for total replacement for that bridge. And they're asking for, they want $1,500. The state will not allow us, NDOT, to have a consultant do the estimate for us without paying them, having a contract, okay? So I understand that. So that's the first one, Bridge 115. The other bridge is Bridge 143. It's on 200 South over Flat Rock River there at 375 East. The superstructure needs replaced, the deck. So this is an application, or will be, to replace that deck. Priority, of course, will be Bridge 115. And then that again is $1,500 to do that estimate, get that put together.
You're asking for an approval on that one?
Excuse me?
Are you asking for us to give you an approval on the 1,500?
Yes, sir.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and second to allow the 1,500 expenditure for that. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
That's all I had.
Brady, when you've gone through those enough and you're comfortable, we probably do need to read into the record who submitted the bids and what the bid amounts were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going through making sure. that
Sure.
Checked all the boxes,
Yep.
good stuff, so, two bids, both are, internationals. One is from Selking International, the other one is from Rush County Truck Center. Selking International came back with a bid of 126, 777.59, and Rush Truck Center is 127, 174.82. Pretty close, but I know Selking International is the ones that we've been dealing with from the new trucks that we do have. So I guess I would ask permission that we purchase trucks from Selking International.
And you do have that in your budget, correct?
Yes. And what we would like to do is to purchase two again for next year.
Any discussion from the other commissioners? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to accept Sulky's bid. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0.
Was that permission to go ahead and order the two trucks then? I will say this is just cab chassis. This is not the upfit. This is just a cab chassis, so, I'm still working on getting a quote on the, upfit, which I know in the past we've done through Sourcewell. Still working on getting that put together.
Ours are already too far from switching over, or
Switching overs.
the upfits. You talking about the beds?
Yeah. No, I mean, it'll take over a year to get this truck, and it does not take near that long to get the equipment in for the upfit. It'll just be a matter of getting a quote, getting it approved, so that we can get locked in on a price, so we're not subject to price increase. Thank you.
Yep. Mr. Rust. Don't see Tom. Sheriff's Department. Debbie? We're going down here pretty quick. Brian? Oh, and he stands up.
So I know I didn't tell you about this ahead of time. I had no clue I would have this before the meeting today. I have a quote from Motorola. They have a trade-in program going on right now for portable radios, and the ones that we have in dispatch currently are very old and outdated. Technically, they're not even supported anymore. The state would not allow them on the system today, and eventually they will not allow them any longer as they do upgrades. We've got one that has a screen that doesn't work. We've got one that doesn't have a screen at all, and they all have battery issues. So while they're having this promotion going on, thought it would be a good time that we should look into getting new supported radios. This is for 6. be one for each of the 4 dispatch positions. And then 2 additional that basically Misty and I would have. 2 of them are quite a bit more expensive just because they have more capability. They do have VHF capability. We actually, as a department, don't own any VHF portables today, so we don't really have a way to test any of our VHF fire paging stuff. So this kind of come in handy. We have backup and current VHF for fire and tornado, and really without having portables that do that, we have no way to test the functionality if we're having issues or if those are working or not working. So I think that's pretty important. That is why 2 of these are more expensive. But yeah, this basically just future proofs us. The quote is, find it here. $40,796.18. Motorola is definitely not cheap. I think it's about $4,000 off with the trade-in promos. It was anywhere from 500 and some to $800 per radio, depending on the model, of discounts right now with that promo. I will have to ask the council for additional appropriations. We do have the funds, but it's going to require additionals to cover that. So I didn't know if I could get approval from you pending that from them, if you guys are okay with it.
Any discussion?
I have nothing.
I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and second, allow you to proceed.
All right. I
All those
appreciate
in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
it. Okay, that's all I've got for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mandy. I wanted to make sure you heard me because you don't look when you see me in the intersection.
Thank you. All I asked. It's that time of year, got to get the fuel bid advertised. Just need you guys to kind of check and make sure those dates that I put on that were okay. I know your meetings change a lot, so they got to be advertised for 2 weeks before you can start accepting the bids, so.
Advertised till November the 3rd.
Yeah,
You want us to award at November the 12th meeting?
that's for you guys.
Mhm.
Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Yes.
That's all I got then.
That's all you got? We don't need a motion on that, do we, Joel?
Yeah, I
Okay.
just have it in the record that you approved it.
All right then. Treasurer. Building inspector. Detroit. That takes care of that. Next up, we have apparently discussion of our November and December meetings, because apparently they fall on the holiday. What is the appetite of my colleagues?
Does the 25th of November work?
We do it earlier than 6 o'clock.
It doesn't matter to me. Cause if we do it, we got a park board meeting on the 25th at 6, so it'd be a conflict if we waited till 6. So I guess it's up to my colleagues. What are you thinking?
On the 25th, do we have the 1 PM Henry County Courthouse OAC, or has that been changed
Been changed.
to 10? So at 10 AM, we would have the meeting about the courthouse.
Be a week before. You don't do those on commission. You do those the week before.
They've gotten kind of off, so I'm not sure, but do they usually alternate? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, they usually alternate.
I don't have it down.
I've been sent the information from them that we would meet in November on the 11th at 10 a.m. and on the 25th at 10 a.m. Those are the notifications that I've received from them.
Was that the new invitation that was just sent?
I don't know.
We could do noon in case, to make sure that meeting's over. Or later in the day, or we could wait and tell them we don't want to meet at 10 that morning. What do you think, Joe?
That's fine.
Any of those things is fine.
Do what?
Do you want to do it at noon to make sure that that other meeting has a chance to end if we do have it, since you have it on your calendar? Do you want to go later in the day?
Any time that day is fine with me. I don't
Same.
know whether that will get into people's lunchtime if you do it at noon, or but you can't do it at 11 if we're going to meet at 10. So
Right. So we could wait until 2 then when Debbie gets back from lunch.
that
Steve, you're
okay, Debbie?
very quiet.
2, all right?
2, okay.
So we moved November's meeting to 2 o'clock on the 25th. And what are we doing about the 24th of December?
I asked you guys in December when we done one meeting.
Yeah.
Usually combine the two and do it in the middle. It's what you've done, at least that's what you've done in the past.
So rather than meeting on the 10th and the 24th, we just meet on the 17th in December and have one meeting?
If that's-
And then is that a morning or evening?
I guess that would be up to,
Care? I don't care. So December the 17th.
it's like, 'cause I'm open other than I have possible solid waste meeting at 5 is the only thing I have down so far.
Right,
So obviously we can't do it then.
right.
So you can either do it after that or before it.
Should we say 11 then? I don't care.
If you do the 17th.
17th, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about choosing the early time on that day?
So we're thinking 11 on the 17th.
Right, and then Debbie's checking those 2 meetings with Ann.
Okay.
11 a.m.
Both of those days seem to be okay with everyone. So I would entertain a motion that we move our November meeting to the 25th at 2 o'clock. And our December meeting combine into one on the 17th at 11. You okay with that,
Yep,
Joel?
that works for me.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next up. Discussion of this room for the remainder of the year. I think we kind of did that just now, didn't we?
Well, yeah, because we only did it through October 31st. And so we go to the end of the year because really we've taken it through March of next year, but we haven't set those dates yet. So.
Okay. I guess we're good for the rest of this year. We're just gonna figure out what we're gonna do after that. Light a fire under the courthouse people.
Has Ann asked us to be done by the end of the year, or is it more of just a discussion of, are we going to go back and ask to stay here longer?
I gave her the dates and she hasn't said we could do them yet. I gave her
Okay.
the dates through March.
Okay, okay.
next up is the contractual service agreement between Henry County and Purdue University.
Good afternoon, Molly Hunt, Purdue Extension. We're here to present the 2025 contractual services agreement. Happy to answer any questions or entertain a discussion about it.
I was hoping you just explained the differences.
Okay, okay. So you'll find in the 2026 contract that there is a difference between 2025, and that is contained in the language around numbered personnel and services provided. So this is going to align with the budget, which we were here a couple weeks ago presenting, where the budget outlines contractual services provided. So this does two things. It brings us into alignment with that financial budget piece. Also, the university is undergoing a transformation, and Henry County is lucky enough to be a part of phase one, if you will, of that transformation, in addition to Blackford, Jay, Delaware, Randolph, and Wayne County, where we are implementing a new shared service delivery model. So this contract, twofold, addresses the difference between the budget and the previous contract and moves us forward for the first stage of this transformation.
And Joel, you looked this
I've
over.
looked at it, yeah, it's fine with the form of the agreement.
Sorry.
And I did check and it is for the amount budgeted for 2026. So I make a motion that we go ahead and move forward with the contract.
I second the motion.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll just, whenever we get that signed contract back, we'll make sure the university provides their signatures and we'll get that executed copy back to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, great, thank you.
And next up, we have our ARI owner occupied rehabilitation draw for 20,610 for, looks like three, no, they got back two different properties, I believe. Do I have a motion? Actually, it is three different properties. One at 714 West State, 2214 Q, and 203 First Street in Louisville. So far, I think this has been a wonderful program for people who are disadvantaged and able to get them some things that they desperately need. So I would entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and second to approve the draw of $20,610. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries 3-0. Let's see. Next up is the agreement for McGowan's Insurance renewal for the compensation disclosure and other agreement. Stephanie, do you have any input you'd like to share? Is there any discussion? This is normal for us. We renew this every year. So is there any other discussion?
May make a motion to approve both.
Motion's been made.
Second.
Second. Motion made and second to improve. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. Next, we have informational from the Planning Commission. They will conduct a public hearing to be held in Smith Building at Memorial Park on October the 16th for the petition of the Redevelopment Commission. The RDC is requesting to receive a commission-approved use for the construction of a food package manufacturing facility by Ineo International related business in compliance with County Road 400 South Overlay District. This is just an informational to let you all know that they're having a meeting and when it is and where it's located. Hearing nothing else, anything from the public? Hearing none?
I have something from,
What you do?
I do, sorry.
Okay.
You were getting so excited to end
Yes,
promptly.
I thought I was done.
We talked, I think, with Judge Witham and Susan Lightfoot a week or so ago about different paths forward for making a decision about the YOC. And I had sent you and Joe an update that Shannon and Chad and I met with Baker Tilly to talk with them about doing kind of a feasibility analysis business proposal for budgeting to help us make that choice about whether or not it was reasonable financially for us to move forward. And they came back with a proposal for us to finish in 6 weeks at a cost of, it's 19,000 something, but no, I think it's 19,160, but I'm going to find it in just a moment. Yeah, 19,600 in 6 weeks. And I wanted to just read through this. Their recommendation is to do a 6-week phase, 3 weeks of defining benchmark facilities and collecting information. So in the first 3 weeks, Baker Tilly will document at least 3 similar facilities in nearby Indiana counties and collect relevant budget data for the last 3 fiscal years on juvenile detention facility operations. According to the Indiana Department of Corrections, there's 19 juvenile detention facilities operational within the state as of 2022. And then they go through a process of talking through what they will do. They'll identify the owners. They'll meet with the people who are knowledgeable about budget and operations. They'll review actual line item expenditures, actual line item revenues, look at contract vendors for their services, look at staffing, policies and procedures, et cetera. And then after that, for the remaining 3 weeks, they'll look at those and try to generate revenue and expenditure information on us on scale so that they can provide a recommendation and cost budget information to us. And I think that this would be a really good way for us to get some third-party information to make a good decision to make sure that we're protecting the county financially. If we do reopen the YOC to try to get break-even information. One of the things when we talked with Baker Tilly was trying to see if the cost estimates that we got from Abraxas were reasonable. And this would be a good way to see if it would be cheaper to run it ourselves or go with Abraxas or get a more competitive option from somebody else. And so I think from my perspective, this would give me some better information to try to make a good financial decision for the county. I know that Chad and Shannon support doing this and are going to present it to the council today for budgeting for where we'll pay for it from. Sure. Okay, thank you. The youth, yeah. HCYC, thank you. Thank you, Debbie.
Well, so as much as I'm all for opening up the YOC, I just have a problem spending another $20,000 for somebody to tell us something I think we should be doing on our own. I did talk to one of the commissioners in Knox County and asked them why they closed their facility. They did admit that it was financial, but they are reopening another facility on 80 acres and they're building basically other buildings to support all the classes and programs that we were originally talking about with the Abraxas, but they're going to have someone else run their facility, I guess. I don't know how that would play into ours and how they're financing that or how that's going to play out for them. I was curious when I was going to sit down and have a conversation with Commissioner Streeter, and I didn't get a chance during conference. We're going to reach out and try to button some of that down to find out how they're doing it. Because if it was a financial issue going in the first place, then what has changed to allow them to open a much larger facility and how they're funding it?
We've looked through, Shannon and Chad and I have tried to look through Johnson County budget. It looks like they're budgeting about 2,000 from the general fund. We don't know what all is coming in the form of reimbursements. We are going to meet with Johnson County to see what we can figure out, but this is, really, in my opinion, opening a business as a county, talking about reopening this facility and spending $19,000, $19,600 to have a professional financial analyst look at it to see if it's going to be something the county can break even on, I think is money wisely spent.
Any other discussion?
Seems like we've been obviously talking about this for a year and a half or 2 years, and the dollar amount that it's going to cost the county as compared to the dollar amount that costs the county to be sending our youth elsewhere is a balancing act that I'm not sure that I've heard anybody that knows for sure what it's going to cost us. And I know what we're paying now, but if you think there's other ways of determining, Mr. President, if you think there's other ways of determining what it's going to cost us, then I guess we need to explore that before we try to spend the $19,600. But I also think that if we would even approve this, I would think it would have to come at the blessing of the council also because of the dollar value involved. And I don't know whether at this moment in time we have enough information to approve the $19,600 based on what the council says, or if we move it down the road another 2 weeks and try to find out what is determined by their visit tomorrow at the Johnson County facility, along with what you're trying to find out from Knox County. I don't know. It's a lot of money, but it's been going on for a long time, and we need to try to do something about it. Maybe Angela has a comment.
One of the things that keeps coming to mind is the fact that we keep talking about Henry County's hill. You know, that's our hill. This is not our hill. We need to be thinking regionally, because if we are only going to try to do this as a business on our own, we are going to fail. Because there is no reimbursement for this. It's like mental health. We know that. The study is going to prove effective. It's going to hurt to pay for it, but I agree that it just needs to be done for a business plan. But why are we not asking all of our donut counties who sit up and have calls in the middle of the night to get these kiddos in a safe place? They all need to come in on this too.
Also, we have,
You've had, okay.
yeah,
So that part we didn't know, so
Well,
sorry about
I
that.
think to your point, though, we did float at our last meeting, actually opening it as a regional facility with a board where the other counties would share risk with us.
Mhm.
And that was something that came out of the discussion with Baker Tilly too. That was the first thing this financial analyst said was, you're taking on a lot of risk for other counties. And so I think that this study is going to be helpful to just get someone stepping back and looking at it from the outside and broadening the conversation. They're going to interview Susan Lightfoot. They're going to interview the judges. They can interview you, and they're going to consolidate it all in a format that we can all look at it and use to discuss. So
I mean, you've got the money part of it, and that's great for Baker Tilly, but then when you're talking to these other people, so Wernley Children's Home is sitting empty. It's a beautiful campus, but they went under as well.
who was that? I didn't hear you.
Out of Wayne County.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, they've been there where we have, and then have had to close as well. But what I do know about Wernley, part of their issue, and I think the other ones will tell you this, getting staff to staff the facility. Once you put a human being in a building and you don't allow them to leave, that human being becomes your 24/7 responsibility, 365 days a year. And it's very difficult to run something like that short-staffed. And not to say that an adult human being is lesser than a child, but by all means, you know, we can't run a facility like that lesser because they are. And then in order for us to run it ourselves, if we're doing a business, the question I have is, even a nursing home has to have a licensed administrator. That's a special education, that's a much higher rate of pay, and that's a state licensure. And so that would be my concern if we took it on ourselves and didn't have somebody from an outside company to assume all of those responsibilities for all of the reporting and what have you. So, you know,
Okay.
I would be concerned, you know, we have trouble getting restaurant help. When's the last time everybody went to the restaurant and you had to wait in the line 3 times longer than everything else? You have trouble getting staff, right? So you have to assume that we're gonna have difficulty getting staff as well. And that probably can be more important at any point in time than paying the bill behind it.
Mhm.
So thank you for listening to.
Yeah. I know from my perspective, sometimes it is worth an upfront expense to make sure that something is planned well. So we're talking about potentially starting a business, paying for a solid financial plan, I think is a good investment.
And that's where the money is gonna come from, because Bobby and I are going through your budgets now to plan for additional appropriation. So
Mhm.
it's not $20,000 in the county in the commission's budget. No.
I think the council, at least the chair and vice chair are willing to do an appropriation for it. They think it's wise to do. Yeah, I'm well aware of that. Thank you.
Is there a company that is professionally good at this?
Yes.
That does it? That's
We've
who
met
I,
with the Braxis several
yeah,
times.
that's who I would let do it and give you advice, because nothing against Baker and Tilly, but they're number crunchers.
Right.
That's it. What,
Yeah.
the whole financing, how it runs, how it should run, what you're looking down the road. I think that's what happened the last time.
Mm-hmm.
We all thought it was gonna be there forever.
Right.
Financing quit. There's no guarantee with financing with the state. You
Right.
get a guarantee out of that state for so many years that you're gonna get that money, I'll bet on it that you do good then.
I think the issue has been that Abraxas's numbers continue to come in higher than what surrounding counties say they're willing to pay. So there's just a disparity right now. Yeah.
I was gonna say, it was one of the conversations that I had at conference when I said that, the $350 range up to a possible $600 some odd dollar range. And one of the commissioners looked at me and their eyes were real big and said, here, we're complaining about 250. And I thought,
Right.
how are you guys getting off on 250? But
Well, that's what we're paying too, I think.
so, and how many other facilities did you say that?
Well, this said that there's 19 juvenile detention facilities operational within the state. And I don't know if that's true or not. I have only looked at Johnson County because I know we use that facility. I think our rate right now is 225 per day. So we somehow have to get to a reconciliation point between the 225 we're currently paying and the 500 that Abraxas is quoting us. But I'm going to go ahead and make a motion that we move forward with the Baker.
I do want to say that the difference between the 225 that we're paying now versus what Abraxa was planning was services. Abraxa was bringing a lot of services that these facilities do not, all they do is house and may provide a little bit of school, none school, just house. So that's at the 225. Abraxa's rate is providing a myriad of services. So when we're saying 225 versus 500 or 600, we have to compare apples to apples,
Mhm.
not apples to oranges.
Mhm.
So Abraxas has, Judge Witham has done a good job and Susan Lightfoot has done a tremendous job communicating with other counties, other judges, probation, and bringing Abraxa in. I don't know what happened at the last meeting, but they've done a tremendous job in this. So Abraxa is, I think, a good reason to look at it. I'm not saying that we can't run it ourselves, but it would be very difficult to provide those types of services.
That was, I guess, my question for Knox County was
Mhm.
what changed in their
Mhm.
timeline. That's why I was curious about what the other 19 that you were talking about,
Yeah.
what their thing was, but,
And I think it would be good if you talked with them. I just don't personally think it's the same thing as having a financial analyst sit down and go through their budget and then talk with the person who runs the facility and then present that information on a side-by-side comparison with other counties. I don't see the three of us working to put together that same type of analysis, even though I'm looking forward to going to Johnson County and getting all the information I can. I don't see it resulting in the same kind of report that we're going to end up getting from Baker Tilly. So I'm going to go ahead and make a motion that we approve this Baker Tilly proposal for a 6-week analysis for 19,600, contingent on the budget or the contingent on the council providing funding.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I do not second it, as I would like to know where the money's coming from to pay for this. And I'm not going to second it.
Hearing none, motion dies for lack of second.
And that was all I had. Thank you, Steve.
Were you going to check with the council?
I'm guessing that Chad and Shannon will still bring it up, and if it is a positive vote and they offer a funding option, then we can bring it back at that time. Yeah.
Anything else from the public? Hearing none, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.